Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is a little after 8 o'clock. Doing this video a little later. I've been doing a lot of these live streams on Thursdays earlier, and I think I figured I'd catch more people. 8 o'clock, 8 to 9 time slot I think might be better, especially people on the Pacific Coast, getting home from work and all that stuff. So a little easier, I think, for people to catch it. As far as I know, everything seems to be working. I seem to be streaming. I'm going to check a few things just to make sure I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I am. Let's take a look here. Yeah, looks like I am. All right. Hey, Perry's Comics. What's up, my friend? Grandmaster Stash. I love that name, Grandmaster Stash. That's an inventive one. I like that. JB, what's up, buddy? I got a lot of today. I did a little run to a local comic book shop. Actually, somebody that subscribed to me, the Comics Club. I'll go over that experience. It was a really nice. It's got a nice shop. I'll go over some details on that. I know Perry has been to his shop a few times. Hey, Infamous, what's up? Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday evening. Hopefully, everybody has had a good week so far. The good news is there's not much left of it. Yes, Perry, Comics Club, Dwayne, right? Dwayne and Dolly. Gotta love that, huh? Dwayne and Dolly. A mom and pop comic book shop. Yeah, real nice in Brandon there. I didn't know about that shop, and I guess they'd been there a long time. I've been to the one. I think the only reason I didn't know about it is it probably didn't show up on my Apple Maps or something. But I've been to the shop on 60 called Read More Comics in the past. I've been there a few times. That guy was okay. I mean, he was nice enough, but I think I jive a little bit better with Dwayne and Dolly. They were real nice people. But they're not really close enough for me to go there very often. Once in a while I go down to I have a meeting down in Sarasota once every month or so. So that's kind of a good pit stop on the way back, is to stop there. It's not that far off the interstate. So I'm probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes with traffic away from that shop. So I don't live really close to any comic book shop. It's why kind of traditionally um, I've always done like an online, like a Midtown, or a lot of online orders, eBay, things like that, because living up in Tampa, when I lived over in Wesley Chapel, there wasn't a comic book shop there for a while until a few years ago. So it just made sense to do online for the most part. Perry says, Reed Moore is the guy who was on Xanax and charged me $500 for a new comic book. $500. Yeah, he seemed a little out there. I just thought maybe he's just like a pot smoker or something. I don't know. He's probably maybe he's on heavier stuff than pot. I don't know. I definitely got the burnout vibe from him. A little bit of that burnout vibe. Or lack of brain cell vibe. I don't know. So we got 7 people in the chat. There's lots to talk about. Some new trailers just dropped this week. New Star Wars trailer. I think it's the final trailer. Looked pretty good. I'm hoping it's really good. The last one, there were parts of it that I liked. There were parts of it I didn't like. I didn't like Luke Skywalker fading away on a rock. I thought that was pretty lame. Yeah, I don't know. There were some things about the Last Jedi that I didn't care for, but Rise of Skywalker could be interesting. Depends on how it ends. All right, Infamous says, any thoughts on the Star 1 out of 100 ratio variant by Ji-Hung Lee? It looks nice. Yeah, it is nice. I've seen it. I think I've seen it on sale between $85 and $100. So, it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be super difficult to get. I think there will be a lot of shops that will order heavy on Star. 100 copies though, yeah, I don't know. It could be a tough book to find. It seems like that $100 price tag seems to be pretty consistent. There's certain online stores I've seen it on. Golden Apple, I've seen it on. Sanctum Sanctorium Comics, they've had it on there. I think Comic Mint had it for sale as well. I don't know if they've sold out or not. But there is some cool books coming out next week. I ordered one of them. I found a really good deal, better than Midtown, so I'll go over that. It's a Zaffino variant, which if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I'm a big fan of Geraldo Zaffino. I actually have some comic books that his dad drew back in the day before he passed. So he used to work on a few books. He did Winter World. He did a couple different ones. He did a couple Batman covers. So Zaffino definitely has the great art in his blood from his father. So I love his artwork. And there's another couple artists that I've discovered here recently, a couple of them tonight. I think you'll find their artwork to be pretty cool. There's a really cool variant that I still found some for sale online. So if you guys are interested in it, I'm not going to tell you it's a great spec opportunity. Depends if that title, gets hot and gets optioned and all that good stuff. So it's probably more of a long-term play, but it's a really, really nice cover. So I'll go over that with you guys too. So there's a lot to go over tonight. A lot of information. Hopefully you find it valuable. So I'll start off with the trailers. The Black Widow trailer. I did see that a few days ago on YouTube. And I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty decent. I don't know. It should be, I think the way to do it, it should be like it should be like a 007 type movie, right? She's a spy, and I think the story is going to be somewhat on that angle. There was a brief appearance of the Taskmaster, and everybody is saying it's the Taskmaster from the Ultimate universe, not the original Taskmaster. Obviously, the original one would kind of look silly if it was authentic to the costume. So they've made it more modern. They basically made him look like kind of like Hawkeye with the mask on, and he's got the bow and arrow like Hawkeye. So I think that could work pretty well. And you got the guy from Stranger Things. What the hell's his name again? Let me just pull it up here real quick. Yeah, David Harbour. He is the Red Guardian. Rachel Weisz is in it. But she's always pretty good. I like that movie that she was in, Constantine. She was one of the main characters in that. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. There's some other actors in there I'm not too familiar with. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson, everyone's familiar with. Florence Pugh, I think I've seen her in a few things before as well. And I think she's played a Russian type character before, so she's well suited to the role. Looks like Robert Downey Jr. will also be in the movie. I don't know if it's going to be AI Tony Stark or if it'll be flashback. I'm assuming it'll be like a flashback. I don't know. It's all if you're talking current continuity, both Black Widow and Tony Stark are gone now, right? So I guess it won't be flashback. It'll just be considered current. Hey, Discovery Bay Comics. How's it going, my friend? Welcome to the chat. I'm going to share my screen. I'll give Infamous a little prop there. Show off that Star #1 Ji-Hung Lee variant. Let me pull that up here. It's definitely a nice cover. Let me share my screen. All right, there you go. So that will be the chase cover to get, the 1 out of 100. It's a nice cover. I love Ji-Hung Lee's art. He does a great job. I don't know if there's going to be anything significant in this book. It's not obviously not the first appearance of Star, but it is her first ongoing title, so it'll be at least a minor key, right? First ongoing with her own title. There is some value to that. But I don't know if they'll have any new characters, any villains introduced. Who knows what they're going to do? But so yeah, at this point, I don't know how many shops are going to order heavy on that book. I'll have to probably ask some of the shops around me to see, what they would order on that. I would imagine 25 to 50 copies would be kind of standard for most shops. Obviously, the bigger ones like Midtown, My Comic Shop, they'll probably go pretty heavy. They'll probably at least have 2 or 3 of those for sale. Maybe more. They'll probably order heavy on that. So this is the one that Ji-Hung Lee, I think, is known most for. That's probably his most expensive cover that he's ever done. That was a 1 out of, I think that was a 1 for 50. It might have been more. It might have been 1 for 100. I can't remember. I know it was more than a 1 for 25. It was at least a 1 for 50 or a 1 for 75 ratio. So that was a tough pull. Not too many copies. Most copies that you find for sale now are graded copies on eBay. You almost never find that book raw anymore. Just most people that bought that or paid good money for it have slabbed it by now. So yeah, Infamous says that was a 1 for 100. Okay, so yeah, that was a tough. I mean, there definitely were not a lot of shops ordering 100 copies of Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. That book came out, what, a little over a year ago? I remember instantly that was like a $400 or $500 book, like right away. And then it went up to like 600 plus. I'm sure there was somebody on eBay that paid, close to $1,000 for that if it was a 9.8, something like that. 9.8 signed or something. But Discovery Base says he signed that for me at Baltimore. It's at CGC now. Bought it drunk on New Year's Eve. Uh-oh. Drunk buys. That could sometimes be expensive. Yeah, I agree with you, Infamous. The cat's out of the bag. Same thing with Middleton, right? Middleton's books, they don't go for a premium anymore. That Batgirl 23 was definitely an iconic cover. It's funny how he's really not duplicated it since. I think that the other Middleton cover that I really, really love is an Aquaman cover. It's not worth anything. I know it's not. I think it's like Aquaman. Let's see if I can find it. And he's done several Aquaman covers. Yeah, it's this one. That's the one I really love. So besides Batgirl 23, I think that's my second favorite Aquaman cover. I don't know. It's just like, that's like something you see in an art gallery. It's just beautiful. It's fantastic. I don't know. I love that cover. And it's a nice cardstock cover. It's minimal trade dress. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's not worth it. It's not worth anything. You could still probably buy that close to cover. So yeah, Batgirl 23 was the big hot book, and yeah, it's all been downhill since then. So Ji Hung Lee, I think it's been the same way. Most of his covers now, I don't think garner that much money. Ancient Mariner, welcome to the chat. He says, I never pay that kind of money for a new book. I don't even care if Jesus did the cover. If Jesus came down right now and drew a cover, Ancient Mariner says, nah, I'll pass. I'll wait for it to be in the dollar bin. Yeah, I mean, I love artwork, cover artwork, so I sometimes get overly excited, which usually means I pay too much. I've done it before. I've gotten a little overly ambitious on things. Happens to the best of us, but it's good if you can discipline yourself to not get excited about a lot of covers. That's good. I'm just happy that a lot of the stuff that's coming out now you can get for cover price or less. But there's some books I got to buy. So, but I try to get them as cheap as I can. I try to be good with it. So let me go over real quick the book I was really hot on. I highlighted it this week on my Wednesday live stream, New Comic Book Day. I highlighted it. This is, let me go to eBay, in fact. Dino. So this is the book that I just love that cover, man. There's only It's a 1 out of 50. It's a 1 for 50 ratio variant. Thing that I like about it is Chip, he's the writer. I usually like Chip's art. I don't even know who the interior artist is, but obviously I love this cover art by Zaffino. What's not to like about that? I love that cover. And I'm not somebody who buys any of the 2099 stuff. I didn't buy it. I think I bought Spider-Man 2099 back in the day. I might have had Doom first issue or two. I didn't buy much of that 2099. I didn't like it when it came out back then, and my viewpoint today is it's probably just as bad today. I haven't heard anything great about it. I don't know if this will be good. I'm willing to give this a try, mainly because I like Chip Zdarsky, and I really, really like Zaffino, and I just Zaffino's cover work. I got most of his books, so this one I got lucky. I was watching eBay auctions like a hawk, and I found one on eBay for about $40, which was a really good deal. Midtown wanted $63. I think it's still for sale. They still probably have a few for sale. I still think this is going to be a tough book, though, because how many shops are going to order 50 copies of Doom 2099? I don't think a lot of shops will. So most shops won't get this book. The only thing is I don't trust Marvel. Marvel will say it's a 1 for 50, and if only, let's say only 100 shops order 50 copies of the A cover of Doom 2099, then what should be the print run of Doom 2099 1 for 50? Well, I mean, the math should be pretty easy on that, right? It shouldn't be more than 500 copies in existence. But how do we really know that Marvel only printed 500 copies? The only way you know is if a book comes with a COA. That's the only way. A numbered COA. And then even I'm sure there's people that will still say, you can't even trust that. In my opinion, though, that's probably the only way to really know what your print run is COA. Because Marvel could print 10,000 of these, and I don't know, distribute them however they want. I don't know. They may use it later as an incentive. You talk to comic book shop owners, they'll tell you all kinds of stories. But that book, yeah, I got a good deal on it, $40. I just looked, and it just happened to be a buy it now. Like the guy had just listed it, and I just got that hardly ever happens. I just don't trust the print run on Marvel, though. I have no idea, but for me, $40 was not a big risk. I don't really care if the book ever goes up in value. I love that cover. I love Zaffino. So that's a book that I definitely am happy to grab for that price. And so far, I look like I'm doing okay, right? You go on eBay right now. 3 buy it now listings. The cheapest is $80. And there is an auction with 6 days left. No bids on it so far, so I wonder what that'll end up going. You're going to have to get this from the UK, so your shipping is going to be a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see what that sells for. That's it. 4 listings. That's it. So it's probably going to be a tough book to find. Maybe. I don't know. You got to be skeptical there. Hey, Comics Club. Hey, Dwayne. What's up? What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining. So I will mention Dwayne real quick. I stopped in to see him in Brandon. He's got an awesome comic book shop. Really nice guy. Him and Dolly, fantastic people. Spent some time with both of them. And while I was there, Dwayne was really, really nice to give me a nice book there. Absolute Carnage. This is the local comic book shop day variant, right? Really nice of him to do that. Gave me a nice A-OK there. So Comics Club, Dwayne, thank you very much. This is a prize. I love this thing. This was a book I wasn't planning on buying. I had pre-ordered all the Absolute Carnage issues in advance, but I wasn't really picking up any of the variants at all. So to get a variant on this is awesome. So thank you very, very much for that. So if you're ever in Florida, Brandon is near Tampa, sort of in between Orlando and Tampa. Brandon's a big area. There's a lot of shopping there. There's a huge mall there. Really cool area. And there's a couple comic book shops. By far, the Comics Club is the best comic book shop I've been to in a long time. He's got an awesome store. A lot of really cool books on the wall. I mean, I need to go back there and spend a day hunting through his back issues because he's got a ton of back issues. I mean, a ton. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff I need. You know, we all need fillers. Like I've got runs where I'm missing, you know, issue 2 or 3 of this. And I need to spend just a few hours trying to like fill in some stuff I'm missing on runs. And I think Dwayne's shop will be great for that because he's got a lot of back issues. So awesome. Comics Club, Dwayne, again, thank you very much. Everybody, if you can, check out his website, his Facebook page. Subscribe to him if you don't already have him subscribed. He puts out some good content. I watched several of his videos here in the last few days. He does great. He does a great job. He's got some nice production value to his videos. They're very, very helpful. And Dwayne says he's got 150,000 comic books, 50,000 on the sales floor. Shoo, man, that's a lot. Yeah, he gave me a little backroom tour of the back of his store where, you know, it's not available to the public, and he's probably got just as many books hidden away in the back that he does out in the store. It's crazy. So I would love to go down there and have access to all of his comic books and just dig through them one day. That'd be fun. Yeah, that's right. He does buy 2, get 1 free. So that's the other thing I'll show you. I picked up some books from Dwayne at his shop. A little bit of a spec. I bought some of these Fantastic Fours, issue 1 and 2. 1 is the first appearance of the Maker. Well, Ultimate Reed Richards, who becomes the Maker, basically, right? That's his first appearance. And then issue 2 is the first appearance of Victor Von Doom, Ultimate Victor Von Doom, who the rumor is they're going to be introducing him into the Marvel Universe. And then I think number 7 is his first full appearance. So, you know, I basically picked all 3 of these up, got one of them for free. So fantastic deal. Definitely, that would have been cheaper than me hunting them down on eBay for sure. So some nice books there at Dwayne's shop. I also picked up the Adam Hughes Superman. What was that? Superman number 18. So it's a hot book. I've seen it on eBay for like $8 to $10. I can't remember why it's hot. Something significant with it. I can't remember, but he still had it on the shelf. So I was like, yeah, hey Dwayne, that's a $8 to $10 book. And he goes, yeah. I don't do that. I don't pull my books. Which I've been to a lot of comic book shops where they do that. Like I'll literally go on the day the book comes out, and I'll ask about a book, and the guy's like, yeah, I pulled them already off the wall. You can have one for $15, $20. So I hate when that happens. Dwayne's not the kind of guy that does that. So another great reason to, you know, find a shop that has that kind of ethics where, you know, a week or 2 later, absolutely, I think every comic book shop should jack up the price if the going price is much higher. But, you know, the day it comes out or the next day, you're automatically jacking the price up on the book just because it's hot. You know, I don't agree with that. So again, thank you, Comics Club, Dwayne and Dolly, very nice people. He's gonna, yeah, that's right. He's gonna shred a book soon. So Dwayne does that. He'll take a classic comic book, usually from like what, the 80s and 90s, kind of a cover we all recognize, and he'll shred the book. He encapsulates it, seals it. You get a certificate with it. It's a pretty cool concept. So there's not too many people that are thinking out of the box like that. So that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good idea. I like that idea. All right, let me go back to the chat here. No, I'm missing a few things here. All right, let me get back to what I was looking at. So I showed you the Doom 2099 Zafino cover. There is a Doctor Strange Zafino cover coming out. Damn it. It's also a ratio variant. I think it's a 125. Cheapest I've seen on eBay. Like technical. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, let me share my screen. There we go. So there's the Doctor Strange cover by Zafino. Pretty cool. I like that cover. I like the Doctor Doom one a little bit better. So I don't know. I don't think I'll pay money for that in advance. I'll try to see if maybe I can get lucky and get it cheaper. So obviously a great deal on a 1 for 25 is if you can get it under 20 bucks, that would be a good deal, right? 12 to $15 would be fantastic if I could get it for that. So I like that cover, but I'm not in love with it. I don't think it's near as good as his Doctor Doom one. But it is Zafino, so I do tend to lean towards his books. All right, so let me go over to another book that I thought looked pretty cool. This is an independent. Red Mother, it's Boom Studios, which they've been pretty popular lately. I love this second print cover, way better than the regular cover. So, like the regular cover, I think that's the regular A cover. I don't care for it. I think this is like the B cover, which it's okay. But that cover is freaking awesome. So I love that cover. So I will try to track down one of those puppies. Jeremy Hahn and Danny Luckert are the two involved in that book. It looks interesting. I think it could be a good book. The other cover that I really, really like that I picked up a copy today is this one, which is a Virgin variant. Now, the website here is Sanctum Sanctorium Comics and Oddities. They're sold out of this. So if you go on their website, it's gone. They were asking $25 for this book. There is one seller on eBay that has a couple copies for $25, free shipping. So that's a pretty good deal. I found one other online store that had it for about $20 plus shipping. It was basically around $24. So you're going to be paying around $24 to $25 for this book. I just think it's a nice looking cover. It's an homage to Nightmare on Elm Street, right? I think that Nightmare on Elm Street cover. I know Putri's done a homage to it before. The artist is a guy named Diego Galindo. So let me pull up his Instagram page. Which, first of all, I love his little his picture profile. He's got like a profile of his head, and he's got a parrot on his head. I think that's awesome. But he's done some covers. He's done some work on Power Rangers covers. He's done an Army of Darkness cover. He's done a Deja Thoris cover. So he's got some good work. It looks like he's done maybe a Conan sketch before. So he's done some work. I think he's fairly unknown though. That Thanos is nice. It's a nice head sketch of Thanos. So this guy's got some skills. There's his Batman. That's a pretty cool looking. Looks like a Wonder Woman character there. Yeah, I mean, I like his artwork. It looks really, really good. So I wasn't really familiar with him before. But yeah, he's done some cover work before, no doubt about it. So check out his Instagram page, Diego Galindo. Very talented. I really like his Red Mother variant. And you can see he's got that posted there, close up. Just a really cool looking cover. Definitely check out his Instagram. So that's one that it's limited to 500. So I don't know. Again, I like it because of the artwork. I'm not telling you to buy it because I think it's going to go up in value. But obviously, of all the variants out there on Red Mother, that's probably the toughest to find. It is sold out a couple places, but you can still get it. eBay, there's an eBay seller that still has a few copies, and there is one other online store. If you Google it, you'll find it. There's one other place that's still selling it, but that's it. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Manny, you're right. There is a one per store variant that's selling around $100. I forgot about that one. I probably should show you guys that one. I think I did see that. Yeah, it's basically black and white retailer variant. So I guess if the retailer puts a minimum order in, they'll get one of those per store. So go DM Dwayne from Comics Club. He might have one for you. he might get one. I don't know. One per store though. So it's so eBay. There's a seller here asking $70 plus shipping. Another one's asking 100, but it looks like there's only 2 for sale. So that probably, what's going to be more limited? I don't know. If it's one per store, I don't know. You tell me how many comic book shops are ordering Red Mother. I would imagine at least a couple thousand, right? A couple thousand comic book shops. That sounds like more than 500. So I still think the 500 limited 500 copy will be more scarce, and it's cheaper, $25. So what's going to have better long-term value? I don't know. Store variants don't always do that well sometimes, but I still think scarcity is important. Yeah, see, there's one right there, $25 free shipping. That's see how many this guy has quantity. He's got 9 available, so he still has 8. Yeah, he still has 9 left. So he must have ordered a bunch. He had 10 copies. He still has 9. So he's probably one of these guys that bought out the Sanctorium. I don't know how he could have though, because he's not making any money. Sanctum Sanctorium was asking $25 for that, plus shipping. So figure that's probably a $30 book if you bought it through them. Here you can get it for $25 free shipping. It's a pretty good deal. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. It's a cool looking book. Comics Club says not all stores get them. I think Diamond makes the call as to which shops get them. Yeah, that's probably true. So it's probably not one per store. I still got to imagine there's got to be more than 500 stores getting that book, though. So I would still make the argument that the 500 print run would be more limited. That would be my opinion on that. All right, guys, let me move on. Yeah, let me show some books, what I got in the mail. Let me do a full screen here. So I bought a bunch of what ifs, and I'll show you the reason why. I was looking for a particular what if book, and it wasn't for sale on eBay. I couldn't find it anywhere. All the online stores were sold out. Kind of an obscure book. It came out back in 2005. I'm sorry, 2015. Or was it 2005? I think it might have been 2005. You know, obviously a little while ago. And so in getting that book, I also got a bunch of other what if books. So I got What If Wolverine, featuring Wolverine. So these are all like one shots, which I don't see a lot of these on eBay. What If featuring Captain America. All right. What If featuring Fantastic Four. It's like Colossus joined, right? What If featuring Daredevil. Pretty cool looking, but I like that cover. It's pretty cool. What If featuring Submariner. These all came out around 2005 or either 2005 or 2015. One-shot Spider-Man versus Wolverine. This was one of my favorite comic books back in the day. I remember buying that book off the shelf. I loved it. I thought the story was awesome. One of the best stories I ever read was Spider-Man versus Wolverine. It's fantastic. So I think in the original, it's the death of Ned Leeds, who was a character in the Spider-Man books for a while. So that was one of those books in this, and also What If Magneto and Professor X had formed the X-Men. Another What If from that same series, another one shot. And What If X-Men Age of Apocalypse. Really cool looking cover there too. So I got all these books and the one I really wanted, which is an expensive book. I mean, this is at least I've seen this go for $30 to $40 pretty easily. And I got the What If featuring Thor. So this book is hot right now. It made the top 10 list last week. This is showing Thor becoming a Herald of Galactus, which Donny Cates is indicating that's what he's going to do here in his new Thor run. So this book's getting a lot of heat. It's a really tough book to find. I mean, it's a ghost. I mean, I was looking for this for like a couple days, and I finally just said, well, let me look for What If comic lots. So I typed in What If comic lots, and the guy was asking $30 for all these, and I offered him $25, and he took it. So basically, I got all these books. Basically, I got all these books for free, and this one for $25. So it's, you know, this is like a $30 to $40 book now. So, and really tough to find. So yeah, it was a pretty good deal. Not bad. All right, Comics Club. Hey, Dwayne, have a good night. Thanks for checking in, my friend. More than happy to mention your shop. Look forward to seeing you again soon. So that is what I picked up in the last week that was pretty hot. I was on the Hot 10 list. I finally got a book that I ordered a while ago, and apparently IDW screwed up the printing. I don't know. It had to be replaced. So the website I bought it from, they finally got it out to me. I mean, I ordered this thing probably 2 or 3 months ago. And I finally got it, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 99. This is I believe this is the Kale No variant. So he did 3 covers. This was the last one he did. He did 97, 98, and 99. I was hoping he would do one for 100. He didn't, but this was the last issue that he did cover for. Nice virgin cover. This was limited out of 500. This is number 328 of 500. So yeah, you get a nice little COA with it, but nice book. I don't think this has gone up much in value. It's about kind of what I paid for it, but just a really cool cover. I really like Kale No's artwork. There is a Spawn cover that he just did for Singapore Comic Con, Spawn 303. That book's going to be hot. It's limited to 500 only, and most of that 500 is going to be slabbed at the show. So raw copies are probably going to be very, very little. There's one website that's going to be selling them graded for big money, like US dollars. I think it was like, I think I looked. There's only going to be 5 copies for sale, and they're asking like $320 a copy. They'll be CGC graded and signed, which is kind of cool. But man, I mean, his artwork is fantastic. So again, Kale No, last name is spelled NGU. Filipino artist. He's fantastic. Check out his artwork. He's really, really good. That Spawn cover he did, I think it's, I got to show it. It's probably my favorite. I think it's my favorite Spawn cover. Hopefully I can find an image of it. Yeah, I don't know how to buy this cover is going to be very difficult. Check this out, guys. Let me share that screen. No Spawn cover. I think that's the first Spawn image. So this is, I mean, look at that freaking cover. Holy crap. So this was an exclusive variant to the Singapore Comic Con. So the only way to get this in raw condition would be to fly to Singapore and attend the Comic Con. So it's going to be a tough book to get. But again, the only way to buy that in the U.S. is, I guess, wait for it to show up on eBay, which there's none on eBay yet. There's one UK retailer that is selling CGC graded copies. He only has 5 available. I take that back. We've got 5 signed and 5 signed and remarked. Obviously, the signed and remarked are going to be even more expensive. But the signed ones were $250 in pounds. So you convert it to US dollars, it's about around $320. So that book, and there's only going to be 5 available. So I don't know. This could be a $500,000 book. I don't know. It could be freaking crazy. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be worth, but that book is absolutely fantastic looking. Manny says, yeah, that What If Thor came yesterday, but it's sitting at the post office since yesterday. Yeah. Good job for getting that, man. I think that book's going to be tough to get. It could be a big book. I don't know. We'll have to see. Manny says, have you seen the 1 for 25 variant of Donny Cates, Thor #1? Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. It's tough to keep up with all these variants coming out. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, that's the problem. You type in Thor #1, 1 for 25. There's like 1,000 different images come up. I have no idea which one it would be. I do have that Zafino one, that King Thor. I love that cover. I think that was a 1 for 25. Yeah. It's not that one, is it? No. I'm not too sure which one it is, my friend, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be nice. BTC Moon Guy picked up What If Thor at my LCS based on your recent suggestion. All right, nice. Glad you got that, my friend. I love hearing that people actually buy books based on watching my videos. It makes me feel good. I don't know. Gives me a nice warm feeling. Manny says I've only seen 3 on eBay. Yeah, I think that's a ghost of a book, man. I don't know. That book should probably be worth more than it is. I guess, if that keeps showing up on top 10 lists, you could see that price go higher, I think. All right, another book I got this week, which I love this cover. I didn't get it when it first came out. I'm kind of glad I waited because the price came down a little bit on it. Was marked number 1. I just like that cover, man. It's freaking awesome. I love the Halloween witch theme. Just a really cool, unique looking cover. I've heard this already got option, which doesn't mean anything, which just means somebody paid somebody some money to maybe develop this into something. I don't know. I just like that cover though. And everyone was asking for a while, 60. I finally got this in the $40 range. So with shipping, it might have been like $44, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Not really seen it go cheaper than that. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw a couple copies sold around the $30 to $35 range. But I probably got the cheapest since then. I don't think anybody's got it cheaper than me. But this consistently sells $50 to $60 pretty easily. This was like a 1 per store variant, if I'm not mistaken. But just a cool looking cover. I like that. So I picked that up. All right, I still got more books to show you. I got this from a website, an online website out of Canada called Comic Kingdom of Canada. They obviously have an exclusive deal with with John Gallagher, rather. I love John Gallagher's artwork. Look at that freaking cover. So this is Vampire State Building number 1. I just love that cover. It's freaking awesome. I don't know. I think this was a limited print run. I don't know how many it was limited to, but as far as I know, it was John Gallagher, and it was only available through Comic Kingdom, as far as I know. So just an awesome looking cover. It was like $20 maybe. I don't know. I bought a bunch of them, so the shipping was all combined, so it helps a little bit. The other one I picked up from them is also John Gallagher. I'm a big fan of John Gallagher's artwork. And this is Nomen Omen number 1. This one will be kind of tough to see, but man, this cover is freaking. I think he tapped into some Sinkovich here. This cover is freaking awesome. The detail on this. I like that Nomen Omen. I read the first issue. I thought it was really good. I liked it. So there is a issue number 1 second print. It's a black and white, which I bought that as well. That should be coming to me in the next week. That cover looks really nice. So Nomen Omen, I think that will be 10 or 12 issue miniseries. But it's pretty. I love that John Gallagher artwork though. Just a lot of detail. Pretty cool. All right. Since we're on John Gallagher, I'll go over one more that I picked up from Comic Kingdom. Of course, John Gallagher has exclusive deals with him with that website. Another one was Undiscovered Country by John Gallagher. I just love this cover, man. There is so much freaking detail in that. Love it. So cool. This is not my favorite cover though. This is my second favorite. Way better than the regular covers. I thought the regular covers on this book were terrible. I mean, who wants to see a map? I don't freaking care about that. The normal covers were terrible on this. Some of these store variants are really nice. This Gallagher is really nice, but my favorite by far is the Dexter Soy, which I also from. I just love that cover, man. That thing is freaking bad. Dexter Soy is a great artist. He's doing interior artwork for Batman and the Outsiders. So if you like Dexter Soy's artwork, he doesn't do a lot of covers, man. But when I saw that one, I was like, oh, I got to get that. It's like a big old. It reminds me of Star Wars with the stormtrooper on the big lizard. That's just a badass cover. I love that cover. All right, the next one was also, I think I got this from Comic Kingdom of Canada as well. I ordered a bunch of books from them. They've got a nice website. They have some pretty cool comic exclusive covers. This is by an artist by the name of Carla Cohen. And this is Unsacred #1. This sold out. I think the print run on this was pretty limited. 300 maybe. 300 or 500, something like that. I'm glad I got a copy. I think this goes for a little bit more money on eBay now, but cool cover. I like that. She's a new artist, so I thought I'd give that one a try. All right, the other one, I missed this when it came out. I don't know why. I love the cover. I thought I'd put it in my pre-orders, and I didn't. I totally missed it. Yeah, sometimes you screw up when you're ordering books. But I picked up House of X #2, the Huddleston variant. Now, I got a really good deal on this book. I got this book for $10. I think $10 shipped. That's how good of a deal on this. That's the same price that I would have gotten it for at my local comic book shop, because this was a 1 in 10 variant. So this would have been a $10 to $12 book easily at my local comic book shop. And I found somebody on eBay that sold it shipped for $10, which is crazy. I've seen a lot of people buy this for $30 all day long on eBay. So I got really lucky on this one. I just love that cover. Again, House of X, popular comic book series. Huddleston, I got a lot of the Huddleston variants. I don't have issue #1 Huddleston variant. I think it's the only one I'm missing, but I got most of the other ones. And this one seems to be the one that goes for the most, typically. This is easily a $30 book all day long. So to get that for $10 with shipping was an unbelievable deal. Got real lucky on that. All right, the other book that I've shown before briefly, I'll show it again because I think it's worth showing, is Elric. Windy City Publications presents Elric. This is magazine size. This was a pretty limited print run. This is not his first appearance. This is just an early appearance of him, kind of a rare book to find. When I bought this, there were 2 other listings on eBay. One guy was asking $500 for this, and it wasn't near as good a condition as this book. And the other guy was asking $75. This guy was asking like $50, and I offered him $40, and he took it. So I got this book for $40. I'm telling you, if the highest graded, there's only one copy graded on CGC, and it's a 9.0. This, I can guarantee you, this would be the highest graded if I sent it in. This would be a 9.4 to a 9.6 easily. There is nothing wrong with this book. No spine ticks. All the edges are sharp. I mean, the way CGC is lately, this might get a 9.8. I don't know. This would be very, very high grade if I sent it in. I'm not looking to sell it, therefore I'm not going to slab it, but this book would grade super, super high. This is 1973. This book's almost as old as I am. And I just love it. I mean, Elric, I think long term this is going to be a good investment, because I think they are going to develop Elric into a major, major property. It maybe like a Game of Thrones, something like that. But I know I may have shown that before to you guys, so if you've seen it before, you'll have to excuse me for that. All right. The last book here that I got real lucky on, Ancient Mariner says, justice always costs me money. I'm making you money, Ancient Mariner. I'm giving you great investments that will work out very well in the long term for you, my friend. So I'm helping you make money. That's the way to look at it. Yes, in the short term, there's costs involved in investing right now. So this one, I can't remember, was it, I was watching, I think I was watching the Comic Tom video that he did with Nick from Key Collector. and they were talking about, oh yeah, Disney Plus next year is going to be developing some properties, and one of the properties that they're going to develop is a female Captain America. And in the video, they said, well, yeah, so Secret Wars 2099 came out in 2015. That's the book you want to look for, and especially the the 1 in 25 variant, which is really, really hard to find. So I went on eBay, none for sale on eBay, none, zero. I mean, absolutely none. I went on Midtown, My Comic Shop, Newcadia. I mean, all the typical online stores that I normally go to try to find back issues online. This is a very, very obscure book. If you find this at an LCS, I mean, if you can find this book at an LCS, you have found gold, my friend. So this book, this might be the best buy I've made this year. I found an online retailer that had this book for sale for $5. So with shipping, I think I paid $9 for this book. $9. I just looked on eBay the other day, and there were copies selling between $80 and $100. One guy was asking $150. So this is the first appearance of the female Captain America. I can't remember her name. And this is the Ron Lim 1 in 25 variant. So she's on the front cover. It's a pretty cool looking cover, and really, really hard book to find. And this thing is mint. I'm telling you, if I sent this in, this would be a 9.8 easily. So I got really lucky. I got this book for $10 with shipping, $10, and it sells pretty consistently over $80 right now on eBay. So, man, that's probably one of the best finds I got this year. It was just total luck. I Googled the title, kept flipping through the Google pages, and I found somebody still had it in inventory. I ordered it. The whole time I'm thinking, oh, this guy's going to email me telling me it's sold out. Oh, he didn't have it in inventory. I thought for sure that was going to happen. So I'm so glad that that didn't happen, because that's happened to me before. Well, I order a book that, is going for $50, $60, and I find it online for $5, $10. And, I go to order it, and then I get an email 2 days later saying, "Oh yeah, sorry, we're sold out of that book. We didn't update our website." Yeah, I've gotten that many times. But man, I got really, really lucky with this book. So hey, man, luck comes your way once in a while, and it did on this for me. So yeah, that goes in the PC. That goes in the personal collection. We'll see what happens with that. That's a tough book to find. So real quick, guys, I'm going to refill my bourbon. I'll be back in a minute, and I'll go over a few more things, and we'll go from there. So hang tight. I'll be right back. Oh, all right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I had to refill. Should have brought the bottle out here with me. All right, we still have a few people in the chat, 9 people. I should have done this at 6 o'clock. I don't think it would have mattered. I usually have about 9 to 10 people at the same time. I thought I would have like 20, 30 people in the chat here, but oh well. I thought doing it at 8 o'clock would help me as far as more viewers, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. So Manny said he'll give me $10 for that Secret Wars 2099. Well, Manny, I'm not going to make any money if I sell it to you for $10, man. That's what I paid. I got to make a profit, buddy. I like you, Manny. I would almost consider doing that, but if I had a couple copies of that, I might do that. But yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to that. All right. There was a couple other things I wanted to highlight. Okay, let me pull this up here. There we go. So another book that I think is worth taking a look at if you can find it cheap, which, man, I looked around. I couldn't find it. LCSs, none of them had it. The print run on this must be really low. I know Jim's Comics has done a video on it. This is Daredevil 610, the first appearance of the Vigil. And if the second print of 610, so I have the first print of 610 action. I've been collecting Daredevil pretty much all the way through. But this second print has him on the cover. So it's his first cover appearance, which is a cool looking cover, no doubt about it. It's an awesome looking cover. And the print run on this must be really, really low, because if you go on eBay, so I won an auction tonight. I got this book for 17 bucks. If you can get this book under $20, I think it's a screaming, screaming buy. Because if they develop this villain more and more, I mean, look on eBay. There's none for sale. You can buy the regular 610 all day long. Try to find the second print. Try to find it. It is a ghost. Right now on eBay, there's 2 copies for sale. One guy's asking $26 plus $5 shipping, so there's $31 for that book. The next guy, the other copy, the guy's asking, it's an auction, 3 days left. It's up to $10 plus $5 shipping, so it's already at $15. I'm telling you, this book, if you can get it, especially if you can get it below 20 bucks, I think it's an absolute screaming, screaming buy. So keep that on your watch list. I think Daredevil 610, first appearance of the Vigil. I mean, if you can't get the second printing, definitely get the first print. But I definitely think that second print is going to be an awesome book. And if you follow Jim's Comics, he's only been telling people to buy that book for 6 months. So I should have listened to him way back then. Probably could have bought that book for $10 a few months ago. So I'm just like everybody else. I'm sometimes late to the party, but at least I got one. I won the auction on one today for $17. So glad I picked it up. So that's another book that I think you should keep on your radar. Definitely, if you're in your LCS, check and see if you can find that book. I would say that would be pretty tough to find in the wild, but I mean, there's only 2 on eBay, so that should tell you something, right? Super low print run. I think there was another. Let me see. There was another book I picked up here. Yeah, there's a. This book, I always look for this book, and I've got a copy already, but it's not super mint. It's probably like a near mint minus, maybe very fine plus. I'll pull this book up to show you. I always look for this book because it's a beautiful cover by Delato, which I know some of you guys are fans of Delato. Red Sonja versus Thulsa Doom. So, yeah, this cover is freaking awesome. So this is one of the best in a long time. So there's a virgin variant of this, very rare, super, super rare. I have one copy already, and I bought a second copy. I got a second copy for $30, which is an unbelievable deal. This should be a $7,500 book all day long. It's super rare, really hard to find. Right now, there's an auction on this. 3 days left. No bid. It's $40 on this book. There's someone asking $130 for it. I got this book for $30. I stole it, and it looks, the pictures looks perfect. So hopefully it comes to me in a really, really high grade. Because the other copy I have, it's got like a little spine tick on the cover. Copy. All these Red Sonja versus Thulsa Doom. So here's another one, which I don't think I've seen this one before. This is the first time I've even seen this for sale. So number 4, there's now near mint minus. So I don't know why, but these are tough to get really, really high grade. That one looks pretty good. I don't see any spine ticks. I don't see any dents. And sometimes it's hard to see from pictures, but the cover looks, that one looks pretty good. There might be one little spine tick right there. I don't know, it's hard to tell. But this is another book I've never seen it for sale. That's how rare these books are. So some of these Delato Virgin copies are really super rare. This one, the one I really want, is issue number 3. I want this in a Virgin. I've never seen it for sale. I've been watching this book for probably the last 6-7 months, maybe 10 months. I've never seen the Virgin for this go for sale. So, it's just one of those books, man. It's a freaking ghost. But that number 3 is, I'm going to be hunting that for a long time. Hopefully, eventually I find it. You can find the regular copies pretty readily available, pretty cheap. But the Virgins are very difficult. Very, very difficult to find. Somebody's asking $17. It's not even the Virgin. I've never seen that for sale. It's that rare. I loved a lot of artwork, and that is a really, really tough book to find. The other one that I think there is some spec on is Taskmaster, which is Ultimate Comics. Manny's got one of those puppies. You snagged multiple copies of those same. Manny, I should have just talked to you, man. I could have traded you something for it instead of buying it. I would have traded you a nice book for that. I'm going to start doing that more. Maybe just like through Instagram or my YouTube page. I'll just tell people, hey, I'm looking for this book. Who wants to trade? Come up with a trade. So Ultimate Spider-Man, which you can still get pretty cheap. That's the first Ultimate Taskmaster. That is basically who is going to be in the new Black Widow movie. So this is a good book to find if you can get it cheap. I bought number 26 and 27, both copies, for like $13 shipping included, so it was pretty cheap. Basically like $6 a book. That's kind of a tough book to find too. I just you know, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 26, just it's kind of an obscure issue. So that may be one you want to track down and look for. Venom, Ultimate Venom, that's another book that you can find in back issue. You might even find it in dollar bins. Ultimate Spider-Man, what was it, number 32? Yeah, 33. Yeah, so that one, first appearance of Ultimate Venom, that's a good book to have in your collection. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with that character, but there's rumors that that he could pop up in the regular Marvel universe. It seems to be what they're doing is from the Ultimate universe into the regular Marvel universe. So that book is probably one that if you can find it cheap, grab it. I had one in my collection, luckily, that I bought way back in the day for cover price. But if you're at your LCS, you might find that cheap. You might find that for a couple bucks in a back issue bin. So keep your eye out for that book. Let me go back to the chat here. TJ Slabdragon Watson, welcome to the chat, my friend. Yeah, you like that Red Sonja? Very good. Manny says, yeah, let me know, man. He's on Instagram. All right. I need to keep you in mind for that because I got some books that some people might. Immortal Hulk number 3, which is the second appearance of Dr. Fry. I got multiple copies of that. I got multiple copies of Venom number 3, first appearance of Null. I've got multiple copies of, I got a couple Black Hammer variants that are really hard to find. Black Hammer number 3, I think, B cover, which is super difficult to find. That's a $15, $20 book all day long if you can find it for sale. That's another book too. A lot of that Black Hammer series, those books are really, really difficult to track down. I've got basically every single issue of that series, that first series of Black Hammer, except for the San Diego Comic-Con variant. That's the only one I don't have, which is obviously the most expensive one. But the rest of those, some of those books are really, it took me 6 months to get, I think it was issue number 7 or 8. I think it was number 7 of Black Hammer. It was like, I don't know if it was the A cover or the B cover. One of the covers. It was really, I just couldn't find them. Couldn't find them online. I couldn't find them at LCSs. I had to wait for it to show up on eBay, and whatever the guy was asking, I just had to pay it because I just couldn't find that book. It was so difficult to find. So I'm kind of into certain comic book series. But yeah, that's definitely one that you want to keep your eye on. There is a really cool, let me pull this up too. There's a really cool Delato variant coming out. I think it's Bulletproof Comics has it for sale. Damn it. It's a Delato variant of Wonder Woman. Here we go. There is the newest. You've got three here. You got a trade dress for $23. You got the Virgin cover for $45. And then you have a Virgin with lightning for it'll cost you $5 more. You know, rendering lightning, it's at least a $5. Oh, my internet's damn slow. What's going on here? I still have 12 people in the chat. Nice. I mean, that is a good title for Too Many Comics. That's perfect. That's what I should, instead of Justice for Comics, that's what I should have named my channel, Too Many Comics, because that's the problem I have. I'm having storage issues at this point. So let's do this. Everybody put or short boxes they're up to. If you actually happen to know that number of boxes you have. I think I'm up to 15 long boxes. Well, everybody let me know what you're up to on your long box count. It's finally. So I don't know. I don't know if I buy this Delato. So there's the regular Delato Virgin without the lightning, right? Pretty cool. I mean, that's a beautiful looking rendition of Wonder Woman. And then there's the Virgin with the lightning. So is it worth $5 for this lightning, this lightning to be? So let me know in the chat. Is it worth paying $5 for that lightning? I don't know. Let me know in the chat, everybody. There's 12 people watching. Don't be shy. Post your opinion, and also post how many short or long boxes you have in your collection currently. Or if you can't count them, put unknown. Unknown amount. But I think I'm up to 15 long boxes. So I don't know. If you do the math, what's a long box hold? 250 comics comfortably? I don't know. I according to my app, my CLZ app, I'm up to 60, I think around 6,300 comic books is what it tells me I have. I don't know. Seems like a lot. Malcolm's Giles says 25 short boxes. Oh, that's a good collection, my friend. 25, very nice. Manny says I'm up to 3 long boxes and 2 short boxes. Manny, you're just starting, buddy. You're a newbie, my friend. 3 long boxes? Holy crap. That would be 10 years ago for me to be at only 3 long boxes. At least 10 years ago. BTC Moon Guy says, I'm a noob. Just a couple long boxes. All right. Hey, man, we all started somewhere. I mean, I collected when I was a 15, 16-year-old kid. Sold off some of my collection, kept some of them. You know, I never had a lot of comic books when I was younger. I started making some money, then I started really buying comic books. So, yeah, I didn't really start heavily collecting until the last probably 6-7 years. Ian Baldwin, welcome to the chat. He says, with lightning. Very good. So you like the lightning one. All right, $5 more. That's probably worth it, right? 12 short, 4 long. Very nice. That's a healthy collection. I asked Jim Comics how many boxes he has. I don't think he knows. He has mostly short boxes, and I think he's probably well north of 25 or 30. He's got them all over his house. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to say how many he has. Mad Mike's Comics says only 7 short. All right, you got a decent amount, but you're still in the beginning stages. You're nowhere near therapy. Therapy would be if you're like I would say, yeah, if you're north of 10 or 12 long boxes, you're probably close to therapy. So all you guys are pretty okay right now. You don't have to worry too much. BTC Moon Guy says it's come a few times throughout my life, but happy to be back. Yeah. Hey, I mean, we've all gone through it. I've had times where I've not collected. I've just sort of not been involved in comic books for a while, and then I come back to it. I've had the same issues. I started back into comic books probably back in 2005 when Saga came out with Image. I think when Saga came out, I started buying comic books again. I bought that entire run of Saga. So I have every Saga comic, which is a really good collection. And we haven't had that book for a while, right? It's been a couple years now. Tony Gallardo, 18 long, 54 short. Woo, man, Tony. Woo, man. Tony's Tony's a veteran. He's been collecting a long time then. 18 long. Holy shit. Tony, you've got a problem, my friend. You need therapy. Infamous has 12 drawer boxes. I don't know what a drawer box is, but is that equivalent to a long box? I'm not too sure. Yeah, I mean, I have a problem with runs too. Like I have the entire Preacher run. That takes up a lot of space. I have almost every single issue of the Dark Tower series. Like every issue. I have all of them, are all in Mylar. That took a while. I got good deals on a lot of them though, so I got a lot of them pretty cheap. But yeah, I've got a lot of runs. I got a pretty good Wolverine run. BTC Moon Guy said I have a nice record collection, but I have comic envy. Modern Saga's a good series, man. I love it. I was kind of sad, but it will be back. I guess what, next year it's supposed to be back. Malcolm says, do you prefer the theme shuffle white boxes? I have some short boxes, but for storage, I find the long boxes to be better for me. But I've had both. I think the long boxes are better for me. I mean, it's a workout. When I have to move boxes around, it's freaking heavy. Those things, each box weighs about 60, 65 pounds. Yeah, it's a good workout if I have to move boxes around. Infamous says those boxes have the drawers. You've seen them, I'm sure, from the drawer company. Yeah, I think I have seen those. So they're pretty close to a long box. Those are pretty good to have because they're real easy to pull out. You stack them on top of each other. Yeah, those are pretty good. That's a good way to store comic books. BTC Moon Guy says I have a cool vintage box from the 70s. It's between short and long boxes. Love that vintage stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be tomorrow night. I'm going to be on Comic 84's live stream. He's going to have a contest between me and Mr. Miracle Comics. He's kind of my age. You know, we both have been collecting a while. I think he knows a lot more about first appearances than I do. So they're going to do like a trivia contest where Comic Head is going to kind of see if we can name what books, certain keys came out. I have a feeling I'm going to lose. I mean, I'm fairly good at modern. I'm fairly good at some bronze, some copper age. Silver and golden, I'm definitely not that great with. So I think Mr. Miracle's Comics is going to kick my ass. Or we'll find out. So tomorrow night, I think the stream will be at around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Comic 84 is the YouTuber. Many of you might already know him. We're going to be on his live stream. Usually he has Biggie Shack on there. Biggie Shack's crazy, man. God damn, he reminds me of a Chris Farley, right? Just he's crazy. But I love crazy. I think Biggie Shack is awesome. And he loves Kirby. I think I got pissed off Biggie Shack once because I was, I'm not the big. I am more. My art style is more photorealistic, right? I like the guys that can, like Alex Ross and Delato and Matina, where they can make something just look so realistic, right? And then on the other end of the scale, you've got Kirby, which is, I don't ever take anything away from Kirby. Kirby was a fantastic visual artist, no doubt about it. But it's just a totally different, it's totally spectrum. Kirby was dynamic. He could draw action just about better than anybody. But, it's not that really polished look of art that you see today, which today, I just think the artists today are just so much better with technology, right? Digital art, the coloring, look at Matina's stuff. It's fine art. I mean, a lot of it's just fine art. And back in the 60s and 70s, you had great artists, but they couldn't render stuff like they do today, right? The technology is so much better. So it's for its time, Kirby was fantastic. He was legend in the business. Important. And I think Kirby was far more important to comic books than Stan Lee. He created a lot of that feel that permeates today, no doubt about it. So, I've come off kind of slamming Kirby just because I want to, if you're comparing art style, yeah, I mean, the artists today are just so good. I mean, look at that Delato image, right? I mean, that's photorealistic. I mean, that's unbelievable, right? Alex Ross, unbelievable, right? It looks like that person's going to jump through the page and it could be a real person. Kirby just didn't have that art style, no doubt about it. BT Sumoon guy says, I've been really into Gene Day from his Master of Kung Fu run. Really. Sometimes the great ones die early, man. Frazetta lived a long time, but it still feels like he died early. He did some great comic art. It still feels like he died early, right? Yeah, you're right, Tony. Most of the guys I'm mentioning are cover artists. You're right. Kirby could do sequential art. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I've never seen Matina do sequential art, right? I've only seen him do covers. Has anybody seen Matina do interior artwork on anything? I haven't. No doubt about it. So there is something to be said for that. Guys that can frame, obviously we know Alex Ross can do it because he's done it, where he's taken, he can lay out pages and can do a fantastic job rendering a story through art. Matina, but yeah, can he render a story through his arm? No, I don't think he can. I mean, I haven't seen him do it. You got guys like Riccardo Federici who are doing that, right? If you want evidence of that, pick up his run right now of Last God He's doing a fantastic job on that. So not only do you get fantastic cover artwork by Federici, but you're getting interior artwork that's fantastic as well. Delato has done some interior artwork. He earlier in his career, he did, Secret Wars. He did interior artwork. But yeah, these days, a lot of these guys, I mean, they're getting paid so much to do cover artwork. Why would they mess with doing interior? Most of them aren't going to even mess with it. They're paid too much to do cover artwork. They're not going to ever. Gene Day, I'll check him with Gene. Steranko, I love Steranko. One of my favorite Steranko covers is that Nick Fury. That Nick Fury #4, that's that famous Steranko cover. I love that. I have that graded an 8.0. That's a tough book to find a high grade. I love that cover. It's fantastic. All right, guys, it's 9:36. I've been on here for an hour and 36 minutes. My laptop power is drained. I think I'm done for the night. I appreciate everybody checking in with me, staying with me on the chat. I hope everybody found this information useful. Obviously, anybody that missed the live stream, this will be on my YouTube channel. Check out my channel if you can. Like the video. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Most of you are probably already subscribers, but if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Share my videos if you can. That helps me grow my channel. I'm real close to 700 subscribers, like 693. So my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers here in the next few months. I'm going to try to run a contest, I think, when I get real close. So for my 1,000 subscriber contest, I'm going to probably give away a couple really nice books. So keep on the lookout for that. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Justice for Comics on Instagram. Usually 2-3 times a week, I'm posting comic books that I'm looking at. I'm growing my followers on that quite a bit, so check that out. All right, guys, have a good night. Hey, I'll look for me tomorrow evening on Comic Head 84's channel. I'll be on there with Mr. Miracle. We'll have a kind of a cool trivia contest between the two of us. I'm pretty sure he's going to win, but you never know. Once in a while, I can pull something out of my ass. Chat, have a great evening, and I'll see you soon.